My fellow students, what do you think about the number $1.61 trillion? That's how much outstanding federal student loan debt there is out there today. And that's according to the website nerdwallet.com as of July 2021. The cost of higher education in the United States is astronomical, and there needs to be something done about it. There are so many young people as they graduate, newly out of school, and starting their careers, that they shouldn't have this additional burden on them. As you can see, this is a problem that needs our attention. There are things that we can do today as students to try and create solutions for this ridiculous amount of debt that's out there. And especially when you're obtaining that debt to get an education in this country. So when you hear a number like $1.6 trillion, you must think about how do you repay that? How long does it take to do that? So I have some numbers here that kind of break it down for you. According to the Education Data Initiative website, this was last updated in April 2022. There are 43.4 million borrowers out there that have federal student loan debt, which is a staggering number of borrowers. And they are faced with paying these loans back for most of their adult life. Also, the average student loan debt is, just to get on average, they borrow they're owing about $37,113, and just to get a bachelor's degree, on average, students have to borrow at least $30,030. The reason that we go to college is to obtain a degree so that we can get a better paying job and contribute to society and secure our future. Plus, by getting an education, we're helping to get back at society as a whole to make the world a better place. So, President Biden, he ran on the promise of student loan forgiveness during his run for presidency in an article by Adam Minsky on the Forbes website dated April 6, 2022, titled Biden's Last Student Loan Relief includes this major new benefit. He discusses some of the things that Biden has done for us. The biggest thing that he's done is he's delayed student loan payments. So he's delayed them multiple times. And now he's added in that if you did go delinquent on your loan, that he's going to have everybody forgiven. So they're all going to be not delinquent. And he's going to continue to pause the payments at least now, right now, it's till August of 2022. And then he thinks that, that's going to be enough, but it really isn't enough. The best way to reach the goal of alleviating all student loan debt is for as many of us as possible to act. So what do we do now? There are organizations out there like the CDCC, which is Student Debt Crisis Corporation. That's a place to start. According to their website, studentdebtcrisis.org, some of the things that they've been doing right now is they've been sending letters to members of Congress and the lawmakers, discussing this issue and how big of a crisis it is. They gather petitions nationwide, so you can go on there and you can sign petitions that get sent as well to lawmakers to have this student debt alleviated. Another website that I found that gives a ton of organizations if you want to get involved is called reclaimtheamericandream.org. You can go out there and they have a lot of links to different websites that you can search and see what you're interested in, but try to be the change and try to help people to get this alleviated. In the speech, I talked about the student loan debt crisis in America today and what we can do to help in reaching the goal of student loan forgiveness for all borrowers in the United States. Many graduates leave school with the burden of this debt on their shoulders, and for young people, this is along with the stresses of adulting for the first time in their lives. I can attest to these stresses. I'm going to leave you with a story about my son. My son, he went to private college for 2 years, and he went to the University of Wisconsin Parkside for 1 year, and he didn't finish. And a lot of his frustration was how much debt he was accumulating. And he ended up, after 3 years of college, with $65,000 in debt. And he's facing that. What does that equate to? It equates to a $750 loan payment each month. If you take that $750 loan payment each month and you add it to your monthly housing expenses, food, gas for your cars, how much do you think is left for him at the end of that all? How does one live on their own, buy a house? If they're getting if they have an average paying job, especially going into the workforce, probably still entry level, even with a college education. So we really need to do something now. And I want to thank you all for taking the time to join me today.